We all go to universities to acquire education and skills to be able to look after ourselves. For some, the skills include committing crime. Monash University has had its fair share of criminal activities, mostly by students. This documentary will take us inside the premises to see what really happens. We are going to learn about the types of crime students commit, possible causes, and possible solutions. Our crew managed to get an interview with the head of security and had this to say.
There's a lot of dacha smoking that I counted this morning. There's a package that I got, students in the parking area. There's a case of liquor, students going to classes drunk, that I took off the liquor now.
I think in terms of counselling, it might have been gender violence.
People coming illegally on campus through our students. They pass their students' cards while they're in class. They give them access, and I've got about 200 cards that students never come claim because they know it's in my possession, and then they go to student services for a new card, but student services direct them back to me. Students handing out their cards to a visitor, and it's quite serious, even if it's a common one. When he's got his card, he can go all over into residence area, so he can familiarize himself with our campus.
Recently there have been robberies in the residential areas. From our interviews, it looked like an inside job, meaning students could have helped the robbers steal from their friends.
Five men broke into campus. We're not exactly sure how, but we all assumed that they had inside help. And then they broke into, I think it was Res 3 over there, and they knew exactly what they were going for, and they went into the room, and I'm not sure if they actually had guns, but it was suggested or implied later that they did, and they just told the girls to give them all of their things. I believe a few days later we were robbed again, different. I think it was on Res 4 though that this one occurred. But security saw the people, or saw the people jumping over the fence, and then there was a student with them who said, "Are you going to do anything about it?" And they said, "Oh, it's too dark to go after them."
Some of the causes are obviously maybe alcohol, or just guys beating up on their girlfriends, that kind of thing.
It's involved with financials, that they maybe owe money and they have to get quick money onto their hands.
Well, some of the measures that we've put in place is we've done programs, preventative programs like an open mic, like a Ladies' Day, that creates an awareness as to the help that's out there, and also that people of violence have somewhere to go in order to get counseling and psychological help.
The measures that we put in, we put in a security officer there in Res. We stepped up with more patrols, more visible patrols. We are implementing more cameras. Since all the new cameras has been installed in the venues where all the thefts occurred, this was for the last 6 months a zero on thefts. So we caught one guy, as I explained to you, and it stopped immediately because now they know there's cameras that are watching them, and it makes it much more difficult.
They're fairly quiet. They're pretty good actually in that respect, because they go mostly unnoticed. So overall security measures, I don't know, because it's still pretty easy to get in here. In fact, I jumped over the fence the other day, an electric fence, and to get a ball, and that wasn't exactly a challenge. So,
inside help or not, crime is always going to be inevitable at Monash University. It's a blame game between security and students, while students say even if there was inside help, it's the job of the security to protect students from crime. Other cases of gender violence are obviously the students' fault, but hopefully with all the measures put in place, they'll be reduced. Help in this fight against crime by reporting it to the relevant authorities.